Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session here at the Digital Tribe Virtual Summit. Today, on day two, we bring you one of the sessions that I've been looking forward to the most, and for obvious reasons. If you guys have heard or read the topic of this session, it's an interview with the creators of an amazing lead generation machine that you're about to learn a little bit more about. So without further ado, joining us all the way from Bali, Indonesia, is Philippe LeCoutre and David Sambor. Thank you guys for joining us.
Good morning.
Hey, Johnny. Hi, everybody.
So guys, first of all, for those of you who don't understand where Bali, Indonesia is, just picture this. It's 7 p.m. here in Florida, and it's 7 a.m. over there where David and Philippe are right now. So they're completely on the other side of the world. And yes, I am actually on my second wind right now.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us and carving out the time for this quick interview.
You're welcome.
Yes, so for those guys and gals who might not know of Philippe and David, I don't know, you must be living under a rock or something, because these guys are on top of my list right now, the top guys to follow if you are in my niche, and that is the messenger marketing and the automation world, right, of chatbots, right? It's a topic that I've been really passionate about. I've been following a lot of the mentors and leaders, but these guys are on top of their game. They have raised to the top. They're not so much in the front as our face of messenger marketing. They're more on the back end. And what they've created recently was a chatbot that automated the way people engaged with the creators of an event. Right? There was a launch by. Can we say the name of this gentleman?
Tony Robbins,
yeah,
yes. And Russell Brunson.
Great. I wasn't sure if I was able to mention their names here on this session, but Anthony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and Russell Brunson, they had a recent internet launch where they joined forces, and they hired this dynamic duo to help them launch an automated campaign. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and what you guys were able to achieve with this monster?
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, sure. So basically, Dean's team reached out to us 2 weeks before the event went place, and because we've been working with Dean for about 12 months, so we've been building his evergreen webinar system using Messenger, and Tanner, Dean's nephew, was asking, can you help us with a coming launch we have with Tony Robbins? And I said, yeah, sure. Why not? And I said, when is the event? And he said, the event is in 2 weeks. I said, okay, yeah, we can do it. And the thing is, we got the information, all the, you know how it's like with clients, you get the info, but then when it comes to collecting the data, the assets and everything for doing the work, actually, it's always last minute. And in that case, it was no different. And we had to build the monster in 3 days, basically.
Wow.
So, and also the what happened is that when I started to create the chatbot, I created on a page that is called mastermind.com. And very last minute, they came to me and said, oh, we have changed our mind. We will not use the mastermind.com page. We will create another page that will be called Tony, Dean, and Russell, to make it more friendly, more, less threatening than mastermind.com. Sure. He said, "Is it a problem?" So I said, so basically I had to transfer all I created on mastermind.com to this new page, Tony, Dean, and Russell. So I said, no, I can do it. So as you know, in ManyChat, you can create a template and install the new template on new page. But it was, it was a big thing, like more than, I don't know, 80 flows and a lot of rules and a lot of keywords and stuff. So obviously it was kind of a big task, but we made it. And then we had, so we launched, the product launch started 3 days after that. And then we had about 10 days to tweak and fine tune as people were coming into the process and the funnel, until the big day, which was April 30th in the US and May 1st for us. And quite interesting thing happened in the meantime and the day of the event.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that. I've been exposed to that story, but a lot of people are not, and I'm sure this is one of the things that you're probably going to be sharing with us at the upcoming Chatbot conference being put together by ManyChat and other sponsors in Austin, Texas in September.
Correct.
So that is the troubleshooting. So a couple of things. First, let's segue into what you were transitioning into, which is unexpected situations and troubleshooting. What exactly, share some of the things that went wrong and unexpected the day of the launch.
What went wrong on the day of the launch was, there were so many moving parts to make this happen, because they had a mobile wallet event ticket plus the bot, live reminders. So a lot of the preparation work that we had to do, first and foremost, was to make sure that all of the software stacks that were being used could handle the sheer amount of numbers of people that were going to turn up for the event. So we reached out to pretty much everyone involved, Mikkel at ManyChat. Facebook have rate limits on the amount of messages that can be sent per minute. So luckily we found that out before the main event. So Philippe built, it was streamliners so that the messages were being sent out over a period of time, not all in one go, because otherwise they would just fall down and collapse. But the funny thing was on the day, because it was, I think it was 8 a.m. in the morning, Philippe, for us?
Yes. Yeah. It was 8 a.m. Yeah.
So it was 8 a.m. for us in the morning for the live event. And what happened, so we were up around 4 a.m. that morning, just checking everything, making sure, it's like, is everything, are we ready? Philippe saying, are you ready with the mobile wallet stuff? Yeah, no worries there. Are you ready with the reminders? Yeah, everything's going there. And then what happened at the exact moment that they were, or we started to send out the reminders, Facebook made an update to their platform, which crashed every single bot, not just ours, but every single bot managed from Chatfield.
I remember that. Yes,
every bot went down. So because Philippe and myself, we're 2 villas apart. So Philippe comes running round, knocking on my door. He's like, David, the messages, and they can't click on the buttons. Send the push for the mobile wallet event ticket. Send the push, because we were supposed to have all of this sort of 10 minutes before. But eventually that panned out that the Facebook update didn't completely smash it, but it did for some of them. So Philippe, I'll let you explain the hack that you did to
Yeah.
to actually get
How was that?
So like David said, it was kind of a oh my god situation. Like we have about 55,000 people waiting to get access to the live event, and they cannot access the live event.
Oh my God.
We were like, everything was running smooth up until that point, and all of a sudden things were crashing, and we did not know why until few minutes and few maybe a few hours after that. And so when people were getting the message, we are live. So it was a button we made inside ManyChat with the embed link of the event. And so people had to click on that button to join the event. And people could not because of this Facebook update. And I was like, oh my God. So I was starting to receive thousands of messages from people. We cannot join. I cannot join. I cannot access. I was like, Jesus Christ, what can I do? Because, you know, we're live. And I had this, you know, this aha moment. Yep. Oh, quick reply. Let's set a quick reply that will deliver the raw link. As soon as someone complains they cannot join, they would receive an automated reply with the link, because what was not working was the embed button. But I was hoping, you know, that with the quick reply sending automatically the raw URL to the event, that would work. And luckily it did. So combining this hack with the mobile wallet push notification with the link saying, hey, we're live, here's the link, that saves the day, basically.
Wow, amazing. It's mind-blowing to know that even with that mishap or that unexpected challenge that you had no control over, you were still able to reach, you know, the results that you reached. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I haven't mentioned it enough, at this launch, by the first hour, it generated $3 million in sales. Tell us a little bit about how that process was.
Well, what happened? So obviously, Philippe saved the day by setting up a default reply. So when people were sending messages, so pretty much he shut the bot down and said, anytime somebody sent a message, it was a default reply, here's the link, which was the naked link. So people did end up joining. And then obviously the event started at 8 a.m. our time. It was 5 p.m. I think it was Pacific time, right? Yeah, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And, you know, so we were sat in my villa here, and we were watching the live event. So it went on for about an hour and a half, and then they opened the car. What we had in place was Zapier tasks that were running, that every time somebody made a purchase in ClickFunnels, it would match up those within ManyChat, and we had a custom field counter that was just basically adding 1 every single time somebody bought the program, and then when somebody bought the upsell, it was just adding a counter. So when they opened the car, we're sitting here like this, and we're looking at the things go, ooh, and then I think it was about 20-25 minutes, and Philippe's there with his calculator. He said, we've just done $1 million, and it's like, right, okay, and the number. And we should have actually done a time-lapse video of it, Danny, because it would have been so funny just to see these numbers going ding, 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 ding. Yeah. And then, about 35, 40 minutes, it's like, oh my God, it's 2 million. And then pretty much almost to the hour of being, when the car opened, Philippe said, we've just gone over $3 million. Now, the thing is that after the fact, we found out that they had 4 payment processors for that one event.
Yeah.
And well, I think it was when they actually first opened the cart, they had, was it over 4,000 people clicking on the buy now at one, and it crashed everything, crashed all of their payment providers.
Wow.
So although we're happy with that number, I think that number would have been bigger if their payment providers hadn't just.
Oh my goodness, that is absolutely unreal. I mean, it is real, but it's just so unbelievable. I mean, I know a lot of people who are building some amazing chatbots out there, but I don't know anybody who's created this, type of results. That's why I wanted to invite you guys. And but those are the results, right? Tell us a little bit about the long nights and the times where you had to troubleshoot and the sacrifice behind the whole ordeal.
There was, I mean, it was a 10-day launch.
Yeah.
So what happened was we were part of the partner group, the affiliate partner group, and Dean would be going into the group every morning, making a live video. Hey everyone, 25, 26 of April, that's when we want you to start pushing the event to all of the affiliate partners. So that's when both Philippe and myself is like, that's when things are going to get crazy. So as soon as all of the big named affiliates that were partnering on the actual program, so from, I think it was about the 25th right through till the 30th, it was pretty much sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Checking, making sure that everything was working. Yeah. Philippe set up a Zap that was checking for errors, so that again there were so many moving parts that Infusionsoft sometimes would crash. Sometimes Zapier couldn't handle it. ManyChat. So there was all of these different moving parts that we had to monitor and make sure that if Infusionsoft couldn't handle the load at any given moment in time, that there was a backup in place that when it all came back up, we could, filter it back through the system so that everything, it didn't end up as lost data.
What happened is that Infusionsoft did crash and could not handle the load because they have, as Facebook, they have a limited number of API call they can handle at any given time. And one of the question of the FAQ we had the most was, hey, I did not get the email. I signed up that I did not get the email to join. And when I started to see that question was coming very often, I created an automated response to that. That was explaining, no worries. Our email is email or bits or messenger is faster than email, so here's the details and stuff like that, so don't worry, you will get it. But it's we had about like I've already explained, is that what we did is we analyzed. So we had so many questions and so many people interacting in the bot. I was like, I'm never going to be able to respond to all those questions manually because there's so many people and so many questions.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I need to find a solution for that. And it was not in my initial plan to have some kind of automated response. To me, it was signing up, delivering the mobile wallet pass for the event, and then the reminders. But when I saw the activity in the bot, I was like, oh my god, we have to handle those questions now. So and I reached out to Dean's team and saying, do you have anyone allocated to responding to those questions? And he said, damn, no. They were super busy as well on their own. So I was like, okay, we'll handle it.
Wow.
So I had to find a solution to automate the process. Again, when you don't have enough staff resources, you have to be smart, right? So what I did is I created an automation to grab all the questions and put them in a Google Sheet for me to analyze all the questions and find patterns in those questions. So again, because we could have done that with a Dialogflow or artificial intelligence, but it was way too short in terms of time frame. So we had to do something intermediate, like semi-automated.
Yeah.
So Google Sheet was the way to go, analyzing all those questions, identifying patterns, and then from those patterns, creating an FAQ. So when someone was asking a question, whether it was inside a flow or outside a flow, we were able to automate the response. So, and basically what happened is I did a quick math analyzing the load of questions, and we were able to handle 98% of the questions automatically.
Wow.
Only 2% of the questions I was responding manually.
Wow.
Which was a big ratio, because should we not have done that, we were having 47% of the people asking questions. So it was a massive load of work. It would have been a massive load of work to respond manually to those questions. So we have been able to reduce that from 47% to 2%.
That is amazing.
To ManyChat automation
and insight. Now, I wanted to talk about the technical part, but I also wanted to touch on the human part, because obviously you just mentioned that there was a human being behind the scenes reviewing and monitoring this incoming data, incoming influx of questions, right? So the campaign doesn't end at the installing of this automated machines, so to speak, right? But it also continues, because now you have to sit back and analyze and listen, right? The social listening is so important into having a chatbot that is not repetitive or incongruent or irrelevant. And it has that human, it humanizes the brand, it humanizes an event, it humanizes, these conversations. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, yeah, and I think one of the things that was really cool about how everything was set up, as Philippe said, when you have, again, it's like 30,000 people that are asking questions, and some of them were, we actually compiled a list. Maybe you saw them or not, but we compiled a list of like the dumbest asked questions possible. There was one guy that said, "I'm sorry, I've got to go. I've got a doctor's appointment. Can you reschedule the webinar?" Yeah, okay, no problem. You've got a doctor's appointment. We'll make the other 200,000 people wait. But one of the really cool things was that, again, after Philippe had created the spreadsheet and then looking for patterns and then having responses, the really cool part that was, again, obviously very positive feedback for the work that we did, is that people were like, is this a bot? Am I talking to a human? This automation is absolutely amazing. Yeah. So, yeah, as Philippe said, we could have done all of that with Dialogflow, but obviously, interacting with the people's questions when they were asking the specific questions, looking for particular patterns that we could then respond with the appropriate answer. Yeah. Ended up with us getting so many, is this a bot? Am I talking to a human, or is this a bot, right?
Yeah, and also what was very important in this process is that it was putting those questions into the context of where they were in their journey. Because even if the question could be the same, the moment they are not asked in the same context of the flow, we had to have a different response. So, like, for example, when people were asking, can I share this with my friend? They could ask, can I share this with my husband? And the response is basically, the question basically is the same. Can I share the event? But when someone asks with my friends or with my husband, the response cannot be the same. Cannot be, yeah, sure, you can share that with your friends.
Okay.
I just mentioned it to my husband. It's not my friends. So how do you respond to that? You have to be very specific.
Yeah.
So that's the type of granularity we've been able to achieve in such a short amount of time that made the bot so conversational and the experience for the users so great, I would say. And I'm definitely convinced that this had a massive impact on the sales, because, you know, when even without buying the product, you already have a huge, very positive experience in the funnel. How many times do you have a customer saying, wow, this funnel is amazing? You know, they were like so excited just about the funnel. Imagine how excited they would be about the product. Absolutely. So that was very, very cool.
Absolutely. And, you know, you guys have taken automation to a whole nother orbit, you know, and I've been exposed to the work that you do through the group Messenger Marketing Experts Platinum Edition, which is the elite, you know, students that you have there, you know, the paid members, right? Yeah. And I've discovered a few things. I've discovered that that you are you have found a way to have these conversations start on Messenger, but then some offers are being put on mobile wallet. Could you share a little bit about that shift and what and how the attention is kind of shifting that way?
Mobile wallet is something that I first got into when it was launched by Apple in 2012, and at the time it was called Passbook.
Yeah.
And at that particular time, a lot of my clients at that time were big brands, the Starwood brand, the W's, the Hiltons, and the marketing directors. There was a lot of talk about them moving over to this new digital wallet for their loyalty programs. And I'm like, Apple never normally come out with something that doesn't change an industry, you know, like they did with the phone, like they did with music. So I need to dig into this. And obviously over time, you know, from September 2012 until now, the biggest brands in the world use digital wallets for storing loyalty programs. And what happened was, I think it was about 3 years ago, or well, when ManyChat first came out with their Zapier app, what happened was this allowed us to integrate Messenger and mobile wallet, which in itself is another very untapped communication channel right now. It's almost reserved for the elite brands. It's Beverly Hills real estate space as such. So, you know, obviously both Philippe and myself said, you know, this is an absolute golden opportunity to leverage not only the power of Facebook Messenger marketing, but also mobile wallet marketing, and combine the two so that you have this omni-channel approach to be able to deliver value to a business, you know, straight away, but then as an ongoing basis. So you've got that ongoing referral business coming back. So the retention model, so the acquisition side in Facebook Messenger, but then obviously moving forwards, the retention model where people can obviously, and as you understand, Facebook have a 24+1 rule in Facebook Messenger where you can't send promotional content after a 24+1 additional message window. But with mobile wallet, you can do that every day if you wanted to. Obviously, it's not what we recommend, but you could, which we can then bring people back into Messenger. So you've got this sort of flow between Messenger with the great open click-through rates and the push notifications of mobile wallet, which has proven with a lot of, and obviously, as you know, you're in the group, a lot of our students have had amazing success with that. I've had amazing success with my clients, Philippe with his clients, and obviously our group members with their clients.
And also, for the launch we are talking about, we noticed that we had more sales coming from mobile wallet, from people having installed the mobile wallet pass. And we were like, how is that possible? And we found out that matching and trying to identify things is that people were sharing their mobile wallet event ticket with their friends, because on the back of the pass of the event ticket, they can share. There is a share button, so they would share their pass with their friends. And we had sales coming from people that were absolutely not signed up in the regular, the official process, are going to ClickFunnels, opting in, etc. They came straight from a pass being shared from their friend.
Yeah.
So that was a very interesting discovery.
Wow. So I was sitting on the front row at Conversations last year. Conversations, for those of you who don't know what that is the ManyChat chatbot conference. And last year was the first one of its kind. So it was in Austin, Texas. I was, geeking out the front row, and when I listened to your presentation, Philippe, I was taking so many notes because, this was a different angle. This angle I've never heard about. And I'm sure there's other things to be shared, at Conversations this year. I can't wait for your sessions, guys.
Yeah, cool.
Yes. So how do people get in touch with you and know more about your group and get actually involved at this higher level of automation that you guys provide?
We've got the website messengermarketingexperts.com. We're currently actually redoing what we would call our flagship template, which is we've had a lot of success with various different campaigns. Obviously, over the time that we've been using ManyChat, we've been using mobile wallet. Philippe originally came out with a birthday bot that he ran for his clients, and we gave to our platinum members, and those that actually run that birthday bot started to get a lot of success. But as you know, Danny, in our group, there's obviously a lot of advanced automations that go on to make this well-oiled machine work end to end.
Yeah.
So our goal has always been to bring things back and simplify the complex so that it's easy to install for our members, and it's also a pleasant end user experience. So we're currently building out what we call our flagship messenger marketing campaign, which is a birthday bot, which includes a loyalty with an initial birthday offer. And then when people go and redeem that offer, they go into a reputation flow with minimal, if not zero, Zapier. So, I mean, the market's constantly changing, and it's something that both Philippe and myself have pledged to be at the top end of, constantly keep an eye out on what's around the corner, anticipating the way the market's changing, and obviously provide the solution for not only our students, but businesses that are looking for the most cutting edge strategies that actually get results. I mean, that's what counts at the end of the day. It's the results. So yeah, I mean, as you know, our group is available for people to join that want to take messenger marketing to a more advanced level than just learning how to build a chat bot for a local restaurant. So people, when they join up, there's a lot of templates that we have. There's a lot of automation training that we have. We have tech workshops we've got one in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Where people can hop on a call. If they've got any technical issues, both Philippe and myself fix those problems on the spot. So yeah, I think it's just, it's about, again, staying ahead of the curve, anticipating what the Mark Zuckerberg's moves are, or what his plans for Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, bringing all of that into one chat app, coming out with all of the different things that they're coming out with and announcing, and anticipating those market moves. That's obviously what our goal is, and to stay on top of that.
Yes. Guys, I know you have a workshop coming up in a few minutes, but real quick, what's your take? Obviously, you guys speak different languages, right? I speak Spanish. And here's a question that I'm bringing to some of my guests here. What do you see, in this era of, no frontiers and connectivity through technology? How do you find, building, a business, an agency that focuses or could focus on different, cultures or different languages? You mean on the technical aspect or on more than the technical, on the opportunity, to connect with two different markets? For instance, I am able to connect with the English-speaking market as well as the Spanish-speaking market. And I believe that you guys have clients, in France, right? Some wineries and such. How does that being able to represent on, multiple opportunities in different languages?
Yeah, it's clearly a massive opportunity when you can tap into especially untapped markets. Like obviously the US market could be very saturated at some point, even if it's not yet with chatbots and that type of automations. But I think you had yourself this experience with the Spanish market, and I've experienced the same way with non-English speaking countries. Like I've been running campaigns in France, but also in Switzerland, also in the Emirates, where they just speak Arabic, but they also speak English, like in Kuwait. And what I found out is when you can adapt your conversations to those markets, you can't just translate things. You have to adapt to the culture. You have to adapt to their way of thinking and their way of having a conversation. But also what was the interesting finding is that, and I saw a post you made where you had 4 times better results with the Spanish market, right? 5 times now, okay. And actually what I found out is I did the exact same campaign in Kuwait, for example, in English and in Arabic. And we had 10 times better results in Arabic. Versus the English version. And I was like, wow, just because we were making it 10x. Yes, exactly. So just because we were speaking their language, we were not just lazy marketers, using the traditional easy way of delivering the content in English because it's convenient. No, if you go the I was going to say the extra smile. That's the reputation thing. The extra mile and put the extra effort to adjust and adapt to your market. That's where magic happens.
Thank you for reiterating what I've been saying, to some of the brands that I work with. Certainly speaking the same language has a deeper impact in a brand's message. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. There you have it.
Thank you, Danny, for having us.
Yes, absolutely. The messenger marketing experts, Philippe LeCoutre and Philippe LeCoutre. Oh my God. So that must be your stunt double.
And David Sambor.
And David Sambor. Thank you, guys. I'll look forward to catching you on the workshops maybe next week. I'm a little behind because of this summit, but I definitely don't want to go into the group and ask some stupid questions and get tuna slapped. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care now. Looking forward to seeing you in Austin.
Thank you, Danny.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.